Hello friends, in the series on the income tax cases, today we will discuss a very important issue where the notices under section 148 are issued on the basis of information which even do not relate to the assessee and the allegations are only generic or general in nature. So where the notices are issued just on the basis of information of the investigation wing and by treating that information as gospel truth and without making even the smallest of the independent inquiry by the assessing officer. So whether in that case the notices issued under section 148 are justified or valid in the eyes of the law. This issue has been taken up by the Honorable Delhi High Court in the case of C&B Finviz Limited versus Deputy Commissioner of Income Tax, and this case is reported in 479 ITR at page number 125 and the date of the judgment is 20th May 2025. The present case relates to the assessment year 11-12. In the present case, the assessee was a trader in shares, securities, equity, currency derivatives and mutual funds. The assessment of the assessee was already completed under section 143 subsection 3 on 31st March 2014, and in that assessment some addition were made for the disallowance of the penalty and some additions were based on the basis of ROC fees paid by the assessee. After that, the notice under section 148 dated 31st March 2018 was issued to the assessee on the allegation that the assessee has dealt in the scrip of a company DMC, which is a company who do not have any significant profit, which is not distributing any profit, or that company do not have any scope which can be responsible for generating any type of capital gain. This was the allegation made by the AO on the assessee. It was the allegation of the assessing officer that the purchase and sale of shares has been done mostly by those people who either have not filed their income tax return or very nominal return, or they have purchased these shares just to earn the long-term capital gain or to show some short-term capital loss. The assessee filed the objections against the reasons given by the assessing officer, but the objections were rejected by the assessing officer, so the assessee filed the appeal. So the assessee filed the writ petition in the Delhi High Court. When this matter was heard, it was the plea of the assessee that in the present case, whatever the allegations have been made by the assessing officer in the reasons recorded by him, that reasons does not match with the profile of the assessee, because the AO was alleging that those persons who have very low income have dealt in the shares, but the true position was that the assessee has filed a return of rupees 1.02 crore. Secondly, it was the allegation that the transactions has been done to incur the long-term capital gain, to claim that gain exempt under section 1038, or to incur short-term capital loss. But this information was also not true, because the assessee has neither claimed long-term capital gain exempt under section 10 subsection 38 nor incurred any short-term capital loss. Apart from that, there was some very nominal trading loss for the assessee in the scrip called DMC. When this matter was heard by the court said that in the present case, from the facts it is very clear that the information is very general in nature and the AO do not have any credible and definite information that the transactions in the shares of company DMC are sham transactions. The court said that there are no factors which are indicating that the information is related to the assessee. The court said that there is no information that the prices have increased considerably or there is a sharp movement of the prices during the period, because the assessee has demonstrated that during the year the prices of the shares have gradually fallen from rupees 20 to 11. So in the present case, when the information was not related to the assessee, the information was generic, because the assessing officer has not done his duty to make independent inquiry at least whether to see from the returns of the assessee that whether the assessee has claimed long-term capital gain or short-term capital loss, or whether the assessee has not filed the return or filed the return or has filed a return of a very phenomenal amount of rupees 1.02 crore. So when the information is generic and the AO has not done his duty to independently make any inquiry, so in those cases the notices under section 148 are liable to be quashed. At the end of this video, once again I am repeating the name of the case. The name of the case is CNB Finviz Limited versus Deputy Commissioner of Income Tax, and this case is reported in 479 ITR page number 125, and the date of the judgment is 20th May 2025. Thank you, friends.